In this video, we will discuss about genus Ankylostoma. The species of the genus Ankylostoma are called as hookworms, and these are voracious bloodsuckers. By listening this, you can clearly understand that, and these species are responsible for the severe anemic condition in the affected host. And these worms are called as hookworms because they look like hook structure, and this hook posture is because the anterior end of the worms is bent in the dorsal direction, giving a hook shaped appearance. Because of this, these are called as hookworms. And now let us come to the respective species. And the first species, that is Ankylostoma caninum, which is very important from the pathogenesis point of view. And the host is dog or fox, and the predilection site for the Ankylostoma caninum is the small intestine of the dog. And these worms look like grey or reddish in color. This is based on the presence of blood in the intestine of the worm. And this species possess well developed buccal capsule containing 3 pair of ventral teeth. And the eggs of these worms are 8-shelled when passed in the feces. Now let us come to the life cycle. These eggs are voided in the feces, and those eggs are 8-shelled. And eggs after embryonation, and those eggs will hatch to produce L1 larva, and these L1 larva will mold to produce L2 and again L3. L3 is the infective stage, and this L3 will leads to the infection in the host. The infection is mainly via 4 routes, and the most important one is via skin penetration. Sometimes oral route of infection can also be seen, and by penetrating skin, and those larvae will enter into the bloodstream and reach the lungs. Inside the lungs, L3 will mold to produce L4. From the lungs, it will reach bronchi, and bronchi to the trachea and pharynx. From the pharynx, it will swallowed and reach the small intestine, and in the small intestine again L4 will mold to become L5, and that is nothing but adult. Then it will start laying eggs, and those laid eggs are voided in the feces. This is about the life cycle. Now let us come to the infection to the host. There are mainly 4 waves. The first one is per os or oral route. In the oral, it might be penetrate the buccal mucosa. If it penetrate the buccal mucosa, that will undergo the pulmonary migration, that is, it will reach the bloodstream, from the bloodstream to the lungs, and again bronchi, trachea, pharynx, and swallowed, and from then it goes to intestine, and where it will mature, then again it starts laying egg. This is when the larva will penetrate the buccal mucosa. And another route can be directly go to the intestine from the mouth, and in such condition the preparation period is 21 days, and it will directly ingested by the host. It will enter the intestine. In the intestine, it will mature to produce egg. There is no any pulmonary route of migration. And the next one is transmammary or cholesterol or lactogenic infection. By the term itself, you can get to know that these routes is caused by the bitch, and whenever the pups will taken these infected milk of the bitch, and from the milk those larvae will enter the pups, and this is the transmammary or cholesterol or lactogenic infection. And the another route is prenatal or intrauterine, and in this condition The infection goes to the baby before its birth. That means in the late pregnancy of the bitch, the larva will activate, then it will migrate to the baby which is present in the uterus. Now the last and the most important route is skin penetration, and the penetration by the L3 larva will reach the lung via circulation, then again it will follow the tracheal route of migration. As we already discussed above, this is the tracheal route of migration. Now let us come to the pathogenesis. The worms will grabs and plugs of the mucosa containing the arterioles. Therefore, there is profound anemic condition in the pups. And these worms having a different specific characteristic feature that these worms have ability to secrete anticoagulant. Because of this, the blood is start oozing continuously, and the case may be acute or chronic. In case of acute, there is sudden death of the host, and in case of chronic, there is hemorrhagic enteritis in the dogs which are less than 1 year and young pups is seen. And whenever the penetration is there, there is a necrotic foci can be noticed. And if the skin penetration is the route of infection, then the L3 will penetrate the dog, that is nothing but the skin penetration. At the site of penetration, there is dermatitis and swelling of the subcut tissue can be noticed, and hemorrhages in the lungs and pneumonia during the tracheal route of migration can be noticed. And now let us come to the clinical signs. Clinical signs such as severe anemia. Because of this, mucous membrane become pale, and sometimes there is diarrhea with bloody mucus, and tarry red colored feces is the major clinical signs noticed. Now let us come to the another species such as Ankylostoma brazilensis. This is present in the dog, fox, and mainly in cat. And Ankylostoma duodenale is the species present in the man. This is about the genus Ankylostoma. In the next video, we will discuss genus Bunostomum. In this video, let us try to remember the pathogenesis of the genus Ankylostoma caninum and those 4 ways of infection and its life cycle. This is what something seems important. Thank you.